Hey readers, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Paloma, and today's video are going to be the books I plan to read in April. So let's get started. Y'all, the last few months have been really rough on me in terms of reading. I think I've been in the worst reading slump I've ever been in my life. I don't know what happened to me, but I just could not read for the life of me. I really couldn't. Like, it took me 2 months to read one book, which was I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. I had started that book in February, literally finished it 3 days ago. And it's not even that it's a big book, it's literally like less than 200 pages. I don't know what's going on with me, y'all. So I'm really hoping that April is a better month for me. I miss reading so much. Like, when you feel like you want to do something, but your body's like, no, I don't want to do that. That's how I felt. And every day I was like, I want to read so bad. I just need to pick up my book and read. And I would pick up the book and read, and I'd be like, my God, I want to do something else. It was terrible, guys. It was really terrible. So I'm really hoping that the books I picked for my April TBR will kind of give me that bounce back and like get me back into reading because I need it. I need it, y'all. I need it bad. So the first book is Foster by Claire Keegan. This was gifted to me by my best friend Chloe, who lives in Ireland. I had recently started and did not finish The Portrait of an Artist as a Young Man by James Joyce. I also have his book Dubliners, but I really wanted to read a female Irish author, so I'm really glad she gifted this to me. And I'm kind of interested in what the story's about. I only read chapter 1. The plot seems interesting enough. It's this young girl that's getting dropped off by her father to the Kinsellas with no explanation why. Just drops her off, stays for like a few minutes, and is like, all right, bye. Have a good time. Don't cause any trouble. And the little girl is like, what's happening here? Why is this happening to me? And the Kinsellas seem nice enough. It's a husband and a wife, and they seem kind of strict a little bit, but you know, it happens. So I'm very interested in to see how the rest of the story goes. For the most part, I don't really read books where the protagonist is under the age of 18. I have to estimate that the girl in this book is around 8 to 10 years old. I'm very interested to see how she interacts with the rest of the adults that show up in the book, if any do, or if there's any other children in the book, how she interacts with them and how they interact with her. Because for the most part, she seems like a really quiet girl and she kind of just does what she's told, a la not even bothering to ask her dad why he just dropped her off at this random person's house. So, it's a short book, but with the way this reading slump goes, the book could have been like 10 pages and it would still take me a month to do. So I'm not letting that happen to myself. I am going to finish this book by the end of April, at least. The next book is The Souls of Black Folk by w.e.b. Du Bois. I started this book in February alongside I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. And I mean, I'm halfway there. I can see the finish line. I really can, but I just need to get past that hurdle. And I was never good at track. I really wasn't. But this is so good. I highly recommend it. If you want to learn more about what life was like in the 19th century as an African American, he has one chapter in here where he kind of goes over when he was a teacher in the South and kind of what education means to these children as well as himself. And I felt kind of bad for W.E.B. Du Bois because he put a lot of effort into teaching these young children and, the forces that be, whether it was not enough money to further their education or they died prematurely before their time. These are hurdles that teachers today still kind of go through. They have a bit more advancements within the education system. There's a lot of parents and students out there that don't really understand the gift they're given when it comes to education. And a lot of the students that he talked about really understood that. But again, the forces that be, whether they had to help their parents on the farm or in the store or they just couldn't afford it, it's unfortunate. It really is, because I think education is the most powerful tool that we have within modern society. And I was really hoping that at least one of them would have went off to college. So I can't wait to finish this. I need to finish it. I really do. I highly, highly recommend it. If you know me or if you've seen some of the videos on my channel, I love to talk about The Vanishing Half by Brit Bennet. So I'm really excited to get into The Mothers by Brit Bennet as well. The plot is interesting enough. The Mothers is a book about community and ambition, love and friendship, and living up to expectation in contemporary Black America. And you can see it from the first chapter. We're still setting the stage on where we are, who are the main characters, and things like that. But I love Brit Bennet. I love her writing style. I think it's evocative. I think it makes you feel like you're actually there with these characters. And it really makes you think about the choices that you make within your everyday life. The same thing happened with The Vanishing Half, where the main plot point was that these two sisters who are white passing and what that means as they navigate through their lives. You know, one decides to not continue passing, one continues to and is continuously lying to her friends and family about her true identity. And what does that say about you? What does that make you feel like? So I think The Mothers is going to do the exact same thing. I can't wait. I'm really excited. For Bennett, I love you. And I hope to be a writer just like you one day. Then we have the Best American Short Stories, curated by Min-Jin Lee. Again, if you've been on this channel before, I like to talk about Pachinko by Min-Jin Lee. I think it's a great novel. I think it's a great contemporary novel. In my own personal opinion, I think within maybe a decade from now, it should be considered a classic. I really adore that book, and I trust Min-Jin Lee's taste in literature just based on how she writes and the topics that she writes about. My other favorite author, Lauren Groff, is in here. I truly love her writing as well, and I got to meet her the other day, and it just made me so happy because I think Min-Jin Lee and Lauren Groff share like a similar writing style where, you know, it feels like you're stepping into the story and you're with these characters. That's what it feels like to me. And their writing is just so fluid, and I don't know, I just love it all. So I'm really excited to read this. I'm starting to get more into short stories. It all started with Zora Neale Hurston's Hitting a Straight Lick with a Crooked Stick. Those are all Zora Neale Hurston's short stories. And so I'm very curious at the short story format. When I was in college, I took a creative writing class and they made us do short stories. And it was really boggling my mind at how you can condense a beginning, middle, and end within such a short span. I kind of want to try it. I want to challenge myself to make a short story and see if I can do it. See if I can do it as well as the authors I really admire. And it's also good writing practice, I think, as well. So I'm excited. As God is my witness, and you are a witness too, April will be a better reading month for me. I will get through all those books, or at least like two, because I don't want to set myself up for failure. So, if anything, if I just get through two books, I count that as a win, okay? I will count that as a win because I need it bad. And then I was also kind of in a movie slump. Usually, like, I watch at least like maybe 2, 3 movies a week. For some reason, I just could not sit down and watch. My attention span was like blown out the water. So in March, I watched 14 movies. It sounds like a lot, which it kind of is. Say hi, kitty. Say hi, kitty. My little kitty, Jean-luc. Okay. Goodbye, kitty. He like does not like to be touched. But I'm like, I'm gonna hold you and hug you anyway because you love me. It's like he thinks I'm stupid. Which, yeah, cats do think you're stupid. It's like having a pet that like cares but doesn't care. Like when he wants to be affectionate, he will be, but for the most part, he just stares at me like he's staring at me now. Because I think he's also thinking, girl, just read. And AMC loves to do this thing where they have a Best Picture showcase where they have 2 Saturdays in the month leading up to the Oscars where they'll show the Oscar nominated Best Picture movies. And so I watched Train Dreams, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, and Hamnet. So I got to watch those four movies in theater. Any of the other Best Picture movies I had to watch at home, which sucks. And so I'm really hoping to get back on like my movie game. I really have so many movies in my watch list. The watch list, just like the TBR list, is never ending, and there's not enough hours in the day to do both. So it's usually like one or the other. It'll be like, oh, I'll watch this movie instead of reading, or I'll read instead of watching this movie. And then now I'm kind of like getting into TV shows again. And so now it's a third thing. It's too much for little Paloma. It really is. I just need to prioritize reading because that's really what I enjoy the most. Those are the books on my April TBR. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.